Hey guys, Codes for You. This is going to be the first video in our next series of tutorials on how to program in Java with object-oriented programming. So throughout this, we're going to create something really simple that uses object-oriented really well. So off the top of my head, I think we're going to make a tutorial on a class register. So for a school, let's say. So first things first, we're going to want to lay out our project. This is only going to be a quick one, so open up and make a new project in Eclipse or NetBeans, whatever you want to use, and make sure it's a Java project. Next. Okay. And then give it a project name, so I'm just going to name mine tutorial. I don't know, you can do whatever you prefer, but to be honest, following a tutorial step by step isn't really the best thing to do. Personally, I prefer to watch a tutorial on YouTube all the way through and then go over it after, and if there's something I need, then I'll go back to that bit. It's just that way, and then you've got it in your own coding style, and it'd be easier for yourself to read. So I'm going to then make a new package here and call it com.register. Okay, so now we can create our first class, and this is going to be where we run the program. So run program is what I'm going to call it. Okay, and this is just going to have a public. Yeah, that's just going to have in here. It's going to have public static void main string args, like that, and that's where the program's going to be run. But we're not going to touch this for now. We're just going to lay it out with what we're going to have. So we're also going to have both students and teachers, because we're going to have a teacher in the register, and we're also going to have a student in the register. Both students and teachers, what they have in common is going to be in a person class. So what we're going to have is we're going to create a new class, and we're going to call it person. Okay, and we'll leave this blank for now, and we're going to have another one which is a student. Okay, and this is going to extend the person class. What this means is that all the variables that aren't static in the person class will be used in the student class. So say we had name for a person, it can also be called from the student class. I'll talk about this more later, just not to go into too deep at the moment. So then we're going to also have a teacher class, which again, teachers are people, hopefully. So we're going to extend the person class again there. And okay, so we can save that and that one as well. Now we can go into our person class and get started. So we have to think what they're going to have. We're going to have a person has a name, so we're going to call it we're going to make all of our variables private, and we're going to do what's called encapsulation. I'll probably elaborate a bit more on that later on, but we're going to, so private string name. We're not going to do it now, but we're also going to have it final, because you're not going to need to change someone's name normally. I mean, someone could change their name, but it doesn't really normally happen. So we got private final name, string name. You got private what else are we gonna have? They want a name. They probably want an ID, so we'll have an integer. Student person ID. Okay. What else will they share? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I should have thought this out a bit more. But yeah, I suppose that's good enough for now. And you can see we've got an error here. And this error is the blank field name may not have been initialized. So every time we make a person class, we're going to want to call this person method. So we're going to go public person, and then you're going to want to carry over a string, and that will be the name. Actually, just to make it easier and more readable, I'm going to say in name as input name, because some people find it harder to read if you do this dot, which you should and we will, but it's just a bit harder to read at first. And we're also probably want to pass in a student or person ID, so we're going to go int person or in ID. Okay. And now what we can do is, why is that throwing an error? Okay, yeah, so now what we're going to want to do is we'll say this, which means this instance, this one of this object, and we're going to take the name of this and we're going to set it equal to in name. Okay, and now we're going to also take this dot person ID equals to in ID. Okay, so that's that. And you can see, obviously it's throwing errors again because they can't be accessed and they're never being accessed. So we're gonna, I'll tell you what, I'll come back onto that in the next video on why we use encapsulation. And you can see the student and teacher are also having the same issue, and that's because the string name may not ever be called. So yeah, let's do this now. We'll just say we don't have to declare the variables again because they've already declared in the higher up class, which is a person. So now we can go public student string in name, I think I called it, and int in ID. It's going to come up with the same error again at the moment, and we can just do tell you what we're going to do is called super. Okay, so the class above this is called a superclass, which is obviously the one that inherits from or extends. So it's going to call this super is going to call this person. So we're then going to pass over in name, and we'll pass over in ID as well. It's just saving lines and not repeating our code. So that's that one, and then we'll do the same with the teacher, and then I think I'll end the video there. So public teacher string name in name int in ID super in name in ID. And there we go, there we have it. We have a basic sort of easy-ish to read object-oriented base for what's going to be our register. So yeah, what we'll do next one is encapsulation. I'll explain what encapsulation is and go through what we need to do to make these variables work properly. So if you like the video, stay tuned and look out for the next one. I'll probably upload it later tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, like, rate and subscribe. Thanks.